Thank you everyone for tuning in to the stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you guys are new to the Crazy Fam, hope you are here to stay. So this is a perfect example. So this is where we're gonna start on what you should focus on in order to get triple 100 stats. Okay, chat? The biggest mistake that people make. For example, somebody sees this and says, oh, it's a 62, right? And yeah, it's a 62 overall roll, which might not be the best. You can get a 65, you can get a 67, but it's all about the distribution of the stats that you're looking for, right? So what in the perfect scenario, what you want in order to get triple 100 stats, way easier, is that you want the two stats that you're looking for, the combination of those numbers on that armor piece, the two stats that you were looking for, it has to be over 50. So as long as it is 50 plus, it's way easier to get triple 100 stats. And that's like a perfect armor piece. Like this one right here, this is an amazing roll if you're trying to get triple 100 stats. Now, if you're looking for mobility, recovery, and intellect, of course, the perfect case scenario would be that 6 was in mobility. That would be absolutely crazy. So that's like next level drop. So that is what you're looking for. So obviously we're going to pick this up. Now this right here, horrible. It doesn't even matter. Like, let's say if this one was 67 or 68 total, like right here, as you see total 52, it wouldn't matter because the distribution is not correct. So for all the people that just focus on, let's say, the overall level of the item drop, when it says total right there 52 and you see 68 or 75, well, there is no 75, but you guys get the point. No matter how high it is, if the distribution is not correct, you're not going to be able to hit triple 100 stats. So a lot of people just trip on that and they're like, oh my God, I just got a 65 drop, right? And in all honesty, even if it's a 65 plus, it doesn't make a difference if the distribution is not there. That is the first thing you need to keep in mind if you guys are trying to hit triple 100 stats. For example, this helmet right here, guys. Let's take a look at this one, right? Now, if you're looking for intellect, strength, and mobility, right? This right here is an absolute insane roll. Check it out. 67, and then we have 24, 20. That is already a 44, and then we have 12, which would bring us to 56. Now, as I mentioned, in order to be able to get triple 100 stats easier, what you want is the combination of the stats you're looking for to be above 50 plus, right? As long as that is the case, you don't care about the other stat numbers. So let's talk about the mods, chat. What kind of mods and what kind of burn on the armor pieces do you need to make all of this way easier? 100 mobility, 100 recovery, and 100 strength. Now, this build I like to use when I'm trying to play, you know, kind of more aggressive and so on. So this is the way I have it set up. To make all of this easier, what you want to do is you want to have most of your armor pieces arc. Okay? As you guys can see, in my case, I have 4 of them arc. Now, there's a reason for that. On the exotic, we have powerful friends. Powerful friends gives you a plus 20 mobility without any issues as long as it is equipped on any arc armor piece, right? Now, the problem is if you only have one arc armor piece, you won't be able to move this mod around. And sometimes you need to do that because depending on what kind of mod you're looking for on your armor pieces, maybe you want a scavenger and then you don't have a spot here or something like that. That's why I like to have multiple armor pieces on arc so I can move around these main mods that come from the seasonal ones. And keep in mind that you can only equip this in the seasonal slot. If you unfortunately missed the powerful friends mod back in the time when it was available, what you got to do is you got to visit Banshee from time to time, and he will be having that mod for sale in the rotation. This one is also arc, this chest piece, and I'm running Radiant Light. This gives you plus 20 strength. Once again, this is very, very strong. So these mods are very, very good on other classes, but more so on the hunter. The hunter is an absolute beast with these mods because it makes your life so much easier to get the triple 100 stats, or maybe you're just trying to hit double 100 stats. That's just so easy now, okay? If you take a look at these mods right here, for example, Powerful Friends, it says this mod's secondary perk is active when at least one other arc mod is socketed into this armor, or when at least one other arc charged with light mod is socketed into another piece of armor you are wearing. So a lot of people are missing the second part of it, and they think that they have to put in an arc mod on the same armor piece right here in order to activate the plus 20 mobility benefit, and that is not the case, chat, okay? What you can do is you can put this on one armor piece and then go to another armor piece and just put on the Radiant Light, which is also a seasonal mod. And that means that together, they're helping each other activate their plus 20 strength and plus 20 mobility because they are both arc and seasonal. That's what makes the difference. Since they're both seasonal, they activate each other, chat. So that's pretty simple. You put on these two mods. There's no reason not to have them anyway because free stats. And everybody loves free stats, chat. Let me tell you that, okay? Now, as mentioned, as long as you have 4 armor pieces arc, that's way more than enough to move around those arc mods so that you don't have to worry about like using the other mods that you like. So that makes it perfect. So for example, if you want, you can leave one armor piece void or solar. It doesn't have to be gloves. It could be boots. It can be class item, whatever you want. Usually and normally I prefer the class item to be solar. And this right here is why. I love to run double bombers, which means that every time I dodge, I'm going to get a big chunk of my grenade energy back. And that really helps you with the overall build, especially when you're running stasis. We had a few questions here. Now, the first question I want to address is they asked, Pip, is it possible to get triple 100 stats without powerful friends? The answer is yes, absolutely possible. Like, let's do the math. Right now, we are at max mobility. Powerful friends adds a plus 20. So if we didn't have powerful friends, we would be at 80 and 100 and 105. Well, 81 technically, right? So what is the chances of us hitting triple 100 stats without having powerful friends? And let me tell you, they are pretty high. If this rolled correctly, and if that discipline stat was on the mobility, there goes your powerful friends. You wouldn't need it at all. And you would be at triple 100 stats without powerful friends. So that answers your question right there. When it comes to Pip, is it possible to get triple 100 stats without powerful friends? Absolutely. It just comes down to stat distribution. Like, that is what you need to keep that in mind. It's not about the initial drop level of the armor. We talked about the seasonal mods. We talked about that you don't need god rolls in order to get triple 100 stats. And we talked about the fact that yes, you can get triple 100 stats without actually having powerful friends. That is possible. What are some good ways to farm for exotics? Free to play, by the way. Nathan is asking. Okay, that's a great question. Now, that is the biggest thing you're going to struggle with when you're making triple 100 stats with the exotics, the exotic armor piece. It's very hard to get with the stats you want, but once you get that exotic, then it's just a joke. So what I would suggest in order to get exotics with very high stats, so if you can go to Europa and Cosmodrome, there are lost sectors. Complete those on 1250 and above. It has specific armor pieces. Every day it rotates. So one day it will have arms, exotic arms. Now, if you go in as a hunter, you will only keep getting armor for the hunter. So, but it's only going to be gloves. So it's perfect. It's in a way, it narrows down that exotic farm. So you don't have to completely rely on RNG and get a boots when you want a helmet or whatever, right? So that would be your best bet in combination with the Nightfalls. When we had double loot Nightfalls, we farmed that nonstop. And I finally got these Geminis right here. And look at this roll. This is crazy. Okay, guys, now let's talk about the next very important topic right here. You will see current power, which is 1260, and then it says power limit. That is 1360, right? So right now, the seasonal cap is 1260. This armor piece can go all the way up to 1360. Now, this one right here says it goes up all the way to 1410. So the meaning of this, obviously, is this armor piece will last you way longer, pretty much one season longer than this one right here. Some of them do drop at 1310. Let me find one here, right here. So this armor piece will only be good till the end of next season, and then it's gone. Then it's sunset. I would advise to not spend your stuff on these armor pieces right here, unless they're absolute god rolls. I would at least try to get armor pieces that go all the way to 1360, which would be 2 more seasons. So that would be like half a year. Those materials are not worth wasting. I know that some of you that don't have as much time to play the game don't have like so many resources, right? Because let's be honest, they're pretty hard to get. For all of you that don't know, you're about to witness the moves that you have never, ever have seen anything close to this. Welcome to the channel, the Crazy Fam, the best community in the world. Woo! I'm blessed, baby. Let's go.